All right, bio 20. Well, I'm really excited about this lesson here. This lesson talks about something in biology and specifically within ecology that I just find absolutely fascinating. And that is the idea of symbiosis. Now, symbiosis is simply defined as a long-lasting relationship that benefits at least one organism of two different species that live in close contact with each other. Now, normally, since one is going to be benefiting, one would win from the relationship. We could talk about a win-win, win-lose, or a win meh kind of, doesn't matter, sort of win neutral type of relationship. So let's take a look at what these might be. The first one is obviously, hopefully, one of the best ones, mutualism. This is the win-win. Both organisms are going to benefit from the relationship. Here you see this crocodile. This crocodile is not about to eat this little bird. This is called the crocodile bird, by the way. What this little bird does is he'll come up to a crocodile. Crocodile will open up its mouth. This bird will then hop around inside the mouth of the crocodile, picking away at the little bits of meat caught in the teeth of the crocodile. See, crocodiles are a very fearsome predator, but their front legs can't really reach up into those long snouts of theirs to pick at any food that might be caught up in their teeth. If that meat isn't removed, that could cause a lot of tooth decay and lead to a lot of negative health problems for the crocodile. So this bird is providing some very important dental work for the crocodile. But so the crocodile wins from that. The bird wins because it's getting free food. It doesn't have to go hunting for food. In fact, it's kind of getting free food from the toughest guy in the neighborhood. And so nobody's going to be bugging this bird while it is in the mouth of this crocodile. The next type of relationship is commensalism. This is the win-meh relationship. One organism benefits, but the other organism is neither helped nor harmed by it. So here we see some water buffalo, and what they do is as they travel through the grasslands, they kick up a lot of insects. All these birds around here what they do is they follow these herds, and as the insects get kicked up and everything, they'll just eat up those insects. It kind of scares the food source up into the air for them, and then they just eat their fill of them. Uh, do the birds benefit from this relationship? Absolutely. Do these water buffalo benefit from the relationship? Not really. And so that would probably be a situation where if the birds were gone, the water buffalo wouldn't be affected. But if the water buffalo were gone, the birds would be at a disadvantage now. Okay, last of the three would be parasitism. This is the win-lose. Now, a parasite is going to derive a benefit at the expense of the other organism. The parasite is the one that's winning, the host is the one that is losing. Here we see a caterpillar with the eggs of um, a different insect all over it. Now, this is going to hurt and even potentially kill the caterpillar because when the larvae of these things hatch out of the eggs, they're going to want to eat something. They're going to be very hungry. Guess who's there in a weakened state? This caterpillar. So that's definitely not a win for the caterpillar, but the parasite absolutely is going to benefit from this. So what I would like you to do for the next class, see if you can provide an example of each type of these symbiotic relationships that we just talked about. Go do a little bit of research into what they might be. See how many different types you can come up with. Now, in addition to the symbiotic relationships, some people might think of this as a an example of a symbiotic relationship, but it's not quite the same. This is what we call a predator-prey interaction, where predation is one organism, the predator kills and eats another organism for food. We would call the food organism the prey. This is going to involve a concept called survival of the fittest, which we will talk about later on. Don't you worry. Um, but in this case, it's not necessarily a symbiotic relationship. There's definitely somebody losing in this case. But unlike parasitism, um, predators are going to kill their prey. Parasites, if you're good enough, you you will weaken your prey, but you definitely don't want to kill your prey because then you lose your free ride or your free food. But this is definitely a situation where one one animal is preying upon another organism. Now, when it comes to these predator-prey relationships, and when it comes to any kind of relationships for survival within individuals of populations, we have to look at competition because competition is going to happen. Um, you see a slice of pizza at home. You want to eat that slice of pizza. Your brother or sister wants to eat that slice of pizza. Your mom, your dad may want to eat that slice of pizza. Your best friend comes over. They may want to eat that piece of pizza. There's one piece of pizza. Only one person is going to be able to eat it. So what are we going to do in this situation? Well, this is what we kind of talk about here, competition. So both our organisms can be harmed as they both need to expend energy for the same limited resource. Now, typically, if two things are competing for each other, uh, what could happen is one will win out over the other, but it's still going to cost the winner something. It's going to cost them energy as they compete for that resource. There's two types of competition that can happen here. One is interspecific competition. This is competition between two members of a different species. So as we take a look here, here we have hyenas and we have lions. Now they both live in the same habitat. That was a top term we used previously. Um, they're going to be competing for similar food sources. They both kind of eat the same types of animals. In fact, sometimes what happens is the hyenas will let the lion kill the prey, and then in greater numbers, the hyenas try to chase off the lion so that they can eat the prey that the lion just killed. Of course, the hyenas have to exert energy to do that, and the lion might hurt or even kill one or more of the hyenas in the process. Intraspecific competition is competition between members of the same species. So this could be like two lions hunting for the same prey. Or in this case, we've got two, these are what we call scimitar horned oryxes, I believe, two oryxes that are competing. Maybe they're competing for a mate, but they are competing against members of the same species. Now, again, I want you to, like we did before, do a little bit of research. Excuse me. Do a little bit of research. See if you can come up with a few examples of your own of both interspecific and intraspecific. Be ready to share those in class the next day. And as always, if you have questions, definitely write them down and let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.